Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your September 2018 mid-month readings. We're looking at the last couple of weeks of September here. Thanks for joining us here today, and as always, welcome to any newcomers, and thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, and for those of you who continue to follow my YouTube channel, and thank you to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for continuing to reach out and keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. Always an honor and a pleasure. As most of you who follow me know, if you are interested in a personal reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more information and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button. And you can also click on all the description bars of all the videos I post for that same information as well. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and turnaround time is usually pretty fast. I can usually get back to you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact. And scheduling can be anywhere upwards of a few days, up to a couple of weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks or so, we can set up a reading for you. So send me an email if you're interested. I'd be delighted to work with you. All right, let's move right into this reading. This is for the fire sign of Leo, our lovely lions, for the last couple of weeks of September. Let us see what is in store for Leo for the last half of September 2018. I forgot to mention too, some of you know this already, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo for fast answers to the quick, easy questions too. And that link is also provided where all my other information is too. Okay, Leo, let's see what's in store for you for September 2018, the last 2 weeks. We have Strength, followed by the Six of Cups, and the High Priestess, followed by the Ace of Swords. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance for the remainder of September 2018 is the Ten of Wands. So it looks like something is coming to an end, cycling to an end, or something. It's time for you to lay something down, Leo. And I feel like it's something that you've been carrying with you for quite some time. Your overall energy for the remainder of September 2018 is the Ten of Wands. So in the tarot, tens represent cycles ending, completion energy, or something coming to a culmination point where it can transition into something different. The Ten of Wands represents a burden that you've been carrying perhaps for quite some time. I always get kind of a long-standing feeling off of the Ten of Wands because I always feel like whatever it is that has you so weighted down right now, Leo, maybe started off as a bit lighter. It can represent an actual cross that you've been bearing for a while. It can represent a long-standing challenge you've been working at for quite a while. It may have begun as something lighter, but has grown very heavy and burdensome over time. But the 10 represents that it's time for the burden to end. It's time to drop this weight. Some of you, it is something coming to a natural end, and some of you, you are perhaps struggling to let something go once and for all. You can see this man's head is up. He is looking at his destination, that place where he can lay this burden down, stand up, take a deep breath, and be free from it once and for all. And that's your overall energy for the remainder of September 2018, Leo. We have Strength and the Six of Cups. So here we're looking at facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, and it's something connected with your past. So strength represents what it actually takes to do this. This strength is about facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, wrestling with your own demons. Perhaps sometimes this can represent looking at something, perhaps a way of thinking or a way of behaving, a way of living that you have that's time to maybe that isn't so good for you. And it's time for you to re-examine that and look at how you can do things differently. Because I feel like for some of you, that's what this is about. Whatever is needing to come to an end, you need to face something. And it's something that looks like it's in connection with your past because the Six of Cups clarifies strength, and that's a card associated strongly with the past. So it takes a great deal of strength, wisdom, insight to kind of look at what you're afraid of, whether it's actual fears that you need to just face. Some of them may turn out to be valid and you need to work through them, and some of them may not turn out to be, the big bad boogie monster under the bed. Sometimes they're just dust bunnies when you lift up the covers. But it takes a great deal of strength to be able to do that, particularly if it's something about yourself that you don't like, or something that you've been living with and carrying this burden for quite some time. But strength and wisdom and insight is also what you gain more of from this process. You can see this woman has tamed this lion, this savage beast, and this lion is symbolic for whatever it is that you need to face, particularly if it's in connection with something from your past. It could be a person, something from childhood. The Six of Cups has a strong association with the past, childhood, roots of origin, parents, family, old friends, old lovers, that nostalgic energy from the past. It can also represent traveling back to the past, meaning you might be traveling, some of you might be traveling back to see parents or old friends or even old partners. So by partners, it can be, we can be love and romance, or it can be partners of a different sort. So there's something about your past that needs to be faced. And I feel like it's kind of split for some of you, Leo. I feel like for some of you, this may be an actual person that you're dealing with, or you have issues about this certain person. I feel like for some of you too, that whatever it is that's coming to an end and you're being asked to look at once and for all is perhaps a perspective or a way of looking at something, a way of acting, a way of living your life, living your life, making certain choices based on perhaps some old pain from your past. And it could be as long ago as childhood for some of you too. It's definitely, I feel like some of you are working through that throughout the month of September, but particularly around the second half. And again, I feel like for some of you, it's attached to certain experiences you had as a child, and it kind of laid the foundation for you to I have a certain way of living and operating and looking at things that it's time to let go of, and it's time to free yourself from something that you feel trapped by. Maybe you feel you've been doing something a certain way for a long time and you can't get away from it, but Spirit is asking you to re-examine that. And I feel like you're going to get divine help and guidance, and perhaps a bit of an idea or epiphany too. Because at or towards the end of September 2018, we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. I really like seeing this. The High Priestess is a card about trusting your instincts, your intuition. Some people call it gut instinct. Some people call it their higher self. It's your intuition. And your intuition is your connection to the divine, God, Spirit, your angels and guides. And it's the conduit, or the cable, if you will, through which we get messages, flashes of inspiration, dreams, ideas which seem to come out of nowhere, coincidences. The High Priestess is all about trusting in those, paying attention to those. When the High Priestess comes up, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to repeating ideas or repeating flashes of insight or thoughts that you can't seem to get away from, as long as they're not negative or harmful. The High Priestess, she's, if I were to describe her as an actual person, and for some of you, this might be a spiritual advisor or mentor of some kind as well. The High Priestess watches a lot. She's very quiet because she spends a lot of time observing and contemplating. She tries to keep herself or himself open to the universe and open to what's coming in. Show me the way. If I don't know how to do this, I need help. I need your help in facing whatever this is in connection with the past, because I want to let this burden go once and for all. And open yourself up and just be open to what comes in, and pay attention to ideas, insight, dreams, particularly over the last half of September, and allow yourself to be guided by those, particularly ones that repeat. Now, what clarifies the High Priestess is the Ace of Swords. Swords is air energy, and in the tarot, this is the energy of what goes on up in our head. So our thoughts and ideas and perspectives and belief systems, because that affects the way that we look at the world and relate with the world and people in the world. Aces represent the number one, so they always represent the start of something new, the beginning of a new path, or the opportunity that comes in, which enables us to potentially have a new beginning. So the Ace of Swords, this is new ideas, new thoughts, an epiphany, the light bulb going off over your head. I'm seeing something for what it actually really is. Truth, clarity, being illuminated, sometimes almost suddenly, because the Ace of Swords comes in and this sword cuts away all the extraneous fantasy and illusion and illuminates something for exactly what it is. So for some of you, particularly in regards to whatever this issue is about the past that you're being asked to let go of, to face, work through it and let go of once and for all, whether it's an actual person, situation, or just the feelings and the negative challenges that you've been holding on to from something in connection with the past. I feel like you're going to be having, I feel like divine timing and orchestration is going to be at play for a lot of you. That God, Spirit, your angels and guides are going to perhaps be giving you some dreams or some just ideas which may seem to come out of nowhere. And some of you, they may be connected with, again, a spiritual advisor or a mentor, or come in the form of other people suggesting things to you. This may be some idea you get yourself. And you may be seeing this situation, particularly a situation associated with a past or an old situation. You may be seeing it. The Ace of Swords would represent seeing it in a new light, or seeing it for what it actually really is, which is something old and something that needs to be let go of. And I feel like whatever comes in, you should allow that to kind of lead and guide you in working through this process. Because for some of you, I feel like it's attached to an actual experience you've had with a person or a relationship with a person. And for some of you, it's quite old, going back to childhood, and maybe some negative or painful experiences you had as a child. And these burdens are, you're being provided with the opportunity, whether you choose to take it or not. As I always say, we live in a free will zone. You're being given the opportunity to deal with something that's probably been an ongoing thing, or has come around and around and around again. You're being given an opportunity to deal with it once and for all. And you may be given some new tools and ideas and some clarity with which to deal with it successfully this time, Leo. So Leo, that pretty much wraps up your September 2018 mid-month readings. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more information and my contact details by either clicking on the description bar of all the videos I post, or you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you and set up a reading as quickly as possible. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy for fast answers to the easy, simple questions. And I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. So as soon as you contact me, for those of you who are interested, I will send you all the information and we can go from there. So I will see you all again in a couple of weeks, Leo, for the October 2018 general readings. I should be back in the United States by then. I'm still in Europe right now. So I look forward to seeing you there. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care. Bye-bye.